talk about, hopefully, some confirming ideas, things you already know about leadership, but also I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the new ideas that we've been playing around with over the last 10 years. I just wrote a paper for an Indian leadership journal, and actually I finished it this morning, and the request was to reflect on the last 10 years that Dave and I have been writing. So we've written 5 books together in 10 years. So we really feel like we've got a point of view on leadership. And it's like if you write 1 book, you've got a point. If you've got 2 books, you've got a line. If you've got 3 books, you've got a triangle. 4 books is area. And 5 books is area with a little dot in the middle, according to my article. I don't know what 5 is, but a bigger, a little bit more area. So we're going to talk about basically 2 ideas here. Well, 3. One is this idea of results-based leadership. The second is leadership from the outside in, which is one of the themes that we've been really harping on and trying to apply in a globally with leading firms. And the third idea is this idea of leadership attributes. So those are the three ideas. So these are the top line is the books minus 1 that Dave and I have written in the last 10 years, and then Dave's also written a bunch of other things in HR. So besides our friends and family, nobody else reads our books. So we really would ask you to do as Doug suggested and find a book that looks interesting. Okay, 30 seconds. What I'd like to do is divide the room in half. So if you're on this half, you're in A, and this half is B. And if you're not sure where the line is, I don't care. But just somewhere B and A, and just 30 seconds, if side A answers the question, if my organization is to be successful over the next 18 to 24 months, leaders in our organization must, so that's this side, just with your person beside you, and on this side, the 3 to 5 most critical challenges facing my organization over the next 18 to 24 months are ... Now, I know some of you are students, so ask it for the U.S. Answer it for the United States, or if you're in a part of an organization, answer it for that. But we're just trying to get some themes out here. So 30 seconds, go. Try to answer your responses to those 2 questions. Okay, on this side, this was A, right? I've got it right? This was A. Just call out a few of your answers to this question, okay? Oh. If I had a carrot, I would throw it at you. Good job. Okay. Oh, you already got a carrot. This is somebody that needs attention. Okay. What else have we got over here? Adaptable. So recognition, adaptable. What else? Retention. What else? Communication. So if my organization is to be successful over the next 18 to 24 months, leaders in our organization must be good at reward and recognition programs. They must be good at recognizing people. They must be good at retaining people. What have I forgot? One more. They must know how to execute. What else? They've got to understand their businesses. Okay, what about this side? What did you have over here? What are some of the business challenges? And if you're a student, what are some of the challenges facing the U.S. economy? Okay, so budget cuts, growth. What else? Handling growth with reduction in staff. Okay. So we got 2 sets of issues. What's the problem with this? Look at the name. Let me read you the name of this conference. Leadership and Performance, the Virtuous Cycle. Okay, so on this side, we tend to have a list. Let me tell you why we wrote the first book. We tend to have a list of Attributes from Group A. These are competencies that leaders need. They need to know how to do recognition. They need to know how to do employee retention. That may be more of a result, the retention one. What were some of the others we heard over here? They need to know how to be flexible, how to execute. Leaders need to be, I don't know about Utah State, but kind, true, chaste, benevolent, virtuous. I mean, it's a list of attributes that everybody has the same set. We'll talk more about that later. Over here, we heard about growth, about budget cuts, about are these things connected? When we ask the question about leaders, when we ask the question about business challenges, we tend to get two lists. That's why the theme of the conference is, leadership and performance, a virtuous cycle, because there ought to be a virtuous cycle, and you get the virtuous cycle by connecting leadership competencies to organization results. And the organization results aren't just financial results. We call that AIG, we call that Citigroup, we call that the big global mess that we're in, and especially in financial services, but it's also customers, employees, investors, right? There's a number of stakeholders that leaders are supposed to build competencies so that they deliver organization results. So the idea of connecting the two is something that, for the last 10 years we've been, talking about, and it's implied, but if you look at the leadership development curriculums of most major companies, they're competency-based. They're all about what individual leaders, what are the competencies that leaders need. If you think about the last 10 best-selling books over the last 10 or 20 years in leadership, what are the names of those books? Authenticity, Judgment. What else is out there right now? What's that? Trust. Emotional intelligence. So most of the time, leadership writers write about competencies. We're saying it's half right. The other half is that leaders have to develop those competencies so that they get results for the stakeholders of the business, so that they can deliver the cuts in a way that doesn't kill growth, so they can cut fat, not muscle, so that they can, again, for the various stakeholders, so that they can, and I'll go to this side, so that we have employee retention of the best and the brightest. So anyway, it's both results and attributes.